Narcissistic reactive abuse occurs when a narcissist provokes someone to the point of an emotional outburst, then uses that reaction to portray the victim as the abuser. This works because the provoking is so covert and only aimed at the victim, so others on the outside don't often see it. But they do see the negative reactions coming from the victim. The narcissist's constant emotional manipulation and gaslighting pushes the victim to breaking point, causing them to react angrily or defensively. This reaction is then weaponized by the narcissist to shift blame, reinforce their victim narrative, and manipulate others' perceptions. This tactic not only discredits the victim but also isolates them, making it harder for them to seek support or be believed, thus perpetuating the cycle of abuse. Abuse can be anything from manipulation, gaslighting, infidelity, stonewalling, verbal, or physical abuse. Pretty much anything the narcissist does that causes harm to their victims. Reactive abuse is psychological and emotional abuse. A narcissist's fragile ego does not allow them to take accountability for anything. To take accountability and be responsible is to admit that they are not perfect, that they made a mistake. This will cause them a narcissistic injury because they do not want to feel shame or guilt. Narcissists will do anything to avoid feeling these uncomfortable emotions. So, by blaming the victim's reactions, it permits the narcissist to feel in control, to evade their feelings, responsibilities, and consequences. They gaslight themselves to believe that the true victim must be the one at fault, because of the way they are acting when they are reacting to the narcissist's abuse. This is the narcissist's delusional vindication in their warped thinking. Narcissists will never believe that they are the cause of any problem. Therefore, they do not see your actions as a reaction of their actions. In their minds, they are right, they are the victims, and are always entitled and justified to do as they please. Your reaction is manipulated to be the justification for the narcissist's initial actions, or it is used against you to deviate from the real issue, making you the issue instead so they can avoid accountability. Narcissists are deeply insecure individuals, and that is why they work tirelessly to protect their fragile egos. They cannot allow themselves to ever take blame for their wrongdoings. So, they seek self-justification through our reactions. They also feel entitled to do anything they want, even if it is damaging to others. Narcissists even believe they are above the law, that rules only apply for everyone else. But because they know what they are doing is wrong, they need to deflect that blame onto someone else, so their wicked, selfish actions or intentions remain hidden. Blaming the victim because of their reactions deflects from the real problem they are denying to themselves and others. Because the narcissist does not want to deal with the feelings of guilt or shame that is connected to blame and accountability. They do not want to face the consequences by admitting their part of the responsibility. So, therefore, it is much easier for them to deviate from the situation and paint others as the villain by using reactive abuse. The narcissist has chosen to be a forever victim in the narrative of their life. This way of thinking gives them supply. They can gain sympathy, which gives them attention, and deflect from the fact that they are the real bullies. It is just another mask they hide behind. Covert or vulnerable narcissists prefer to play the victim role. They never want to be seen as flawed or as the villain. The narcissist will always deny their abusive ways, but will happily call out someone else's reaction as abuse, even though it is only the narcissist's actions or intentions that are manipulative, selfish, and sinister. They deliberately create this illusion that often fool people into believing their own delusional thoughts. They have no self-awareness of how their actions affect others, and will only ever care about how other people's actions affect them. But they are also not willing to self-reflect, to accept their part of the blame. This is why they will never change, never take accountability. Looking at themselves in the mirror to face their demons is virtually impossible for them. You will always be wasting your time trying to reason with a narcissist. Reactive abuse happens within all types of relationships. It can even happen in the workplace. They may provoke another employee to the point where that employee retaliates with aggression. The narcissist may then try to get the employee fired for bullying and take many months off work using paid stress leave, all the while getting supply for playing the victim, getting paid for not going to work, and sadistically getting off on the thought of their target losing their job. This action of reactive abuse can cause major damage. It is like the ripple effect. The victim's loss of job could threaten a loss of home, loss of respect from other employees that believe the narcissist lies, loss of reputation, or cause stress and fights within their home environment. It sounds completely unfair, but it does happen. The narcissist then sees that they are getting away with being abusive, plus getting the rewards also. This makes them feel powerful, giving them no reason to want to change their behaviors. Narcissists have no empathy for other people, but they also honestly believe that they are the true victims. Anyone who stands up to them with truth, disagrees with them, or threatens their false ego is seen as the abuser in their warped and unreasonable minds. They feel entitled to do what they do and feel unfairly attacked when challenged. This will often leave the narcissist wanting to seek revenge. This type of abuse also happens with narcissistic family members, friends, partners, and even acquaintances. To minimize the consequences of being a narcissist's target of reactive abuse, we must learn to not react. It may sound easier said than done, but we can learn to remain calm and respond without emotion, which can help to defuse the situation sooner than later. Although reactive abuse appears to be a defense mechanism for the narcissist to avoid accountability, sadistically, many of them may provoke their victims intentionally to get an emotional reaction for supply. It makes them feel powerful and validated when they can see that they have the power to affect and control someone else through their emotions, or to be able to diminish the quality of another person's life. They often want others to feel as miserable as them. Narcissists deliberately seek for our emotional reactions to use against us in any way they can. It is a way they gaslight us to manipulate situations so they can feel in control, often provoking other people simply because they are bored and wanting to play with their victim like a cat playing with a mouse. They fear being viewed as flawed, inferior, insignificant, or as the villain they truly are. By deflecting and projecting onto our reactions, it helps them to feel in control because they feel this protects their false image of perfection, superiority, and victimhood. Our emotional reaction is what others often focus on. The narcissist is seeking to use this fact for their gain and our loss. Their image to the outside world is their priority. One way to protect their image is to silence the truth by quickly placing blame and deflecting everyone else's attention and judgment onto the victim's reaction first. The real cause is not seen because the narcissist often provokes us so covertly and passively. This makes it easy for them to deny to others if they are accused. Emotional and psychological mistreatment can be extremely difficult to prove. It can make the victim feel isolated from others when nobody sees or believes the truth of the situation. Only the target experiences the abuse, so most of the time, only the target is able to see what is actually happening. And sometimes, others are not willing to see the truth because they can feel it is not their place to get involved. When sharing your experiences with others, make sure to only share with those you can truly trust. It is important to have others you can vent to, people that are willing to support and validate your experiences. Having support can give you strength and healing to get you through the unfair ordeal with the narcissist. If you enjoyed this video and it was helpful to you in any way, please consider supporting us by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Be sure to share this content if you think it can help others. Thank you. We believe that knowledge truly is power when it comes to dealing with toxic people.